All right. Sorry about that little switch up. So I have x equals 2y. That's my second equation because I have twice as many goats as cows. So if I look at this, if I have 0 goats, then I obviously have 0 cows because 0 equals 2 times y. If I divide both sides by 2, I'll zoom in for you guys, y equals 0, right? Well, if I have 1 goat, that means I have 1 equals 2y. And if I divide by 2, I get y equals 1/2. I can't have half of a cow, so I'm just going to erase that. Okay? And then I'm going to try 2. So I have 2 for x equals 2y. So I'm plugging and chugging, okay? So these are my x values up top here. These are my y values. And I'm plugging it into x equals 2y. So if I solve for y equals 1, because 2 divided by 2 is 1. So if I have 2 goats, I have 1 cow, okay? Now I can kind of see here, if I plug in 3, I'm going to get a fraction. So I only want the even numbers. So I'm going to erase all my odd numbers here. Okay? So if I get 4 goats, if I divide that by 2, I'm going to get 2 cows. Okay? And if I have 6 goats and I divide that by 2, I'm going to get 3 cows. And you can kind of see a pattern going here. It's just half of this. So this would be 4. Okay? So now I want to look and compare my points here. 0, 0, they don't have the same point, right? 1 doesn't even have a number here. 2 and 7, that doesn't work. 3, 6, and 3 here doesn't work. 4, 5, 5 doesn't work. But see here how 6 and 3, 6 and 3, those are exactly the same x and y values for both tables. So that is the solution to x plus y equals 9 and x equals 2y. So I can test that out here. So if my point 6, 3 is true, x plus y equals 9, it should also work. Whoops, sorry guys. And 2y equals x should work as well. So if I plug those in, 6 plus 3 does in fact equal 9. And 6 is equal to 2 times 3. So that works out. Okay, so both of those are true, so I know it's a solution to both the equations. So that's my goal on all of these, is to find the solution to both equations. Okay, so that one's kind of a long one. So it says, what is the unique solution to both equations? So unique means one. There's one solution that fits for both of them. And that unique solution is 6, 3. Okay, so hopefully you won't have to go through so much work in the next ones. But we'll go through this. So you guys might want to see how it says example, those two go together, these two go together, and then the final two go together. Okay, so you don't confuse yourself. So I want to find a point or a solution for x minus y equals 1 and for x plus y equals 14. Okay, so I'm going to do that with a table. We're going to learn how to solve it differently where we can just get the answer right away without guessing and checking. So if I plug in 0 for x here, so I'm going to do my work off to the side. I get 0 minus y equals 1, so that's negative y equals 1. If I divide by negative 1, because there's an invisible 1 in front, I get y equals negative 1. Okay? And I'm just going to keep choosing some values. So I'm going to choose 1 for x. So I get 1 minus y equals 1. Subtract 1 from both sides. Negative y equals 0, so y equals 0. Okay? And before I get too far, I'm just going to try the same values of x for the second equation. So 4 times 0 plus y equals 14. Well, 4 times 0 is 0, so I get y equals 14. So I know 0 didn't work. I got some giant number here. Let's try 1 and see what happens. 4 times 1 plus y equals 14. So I get 4 plus y equals 14. If I subtract 4, I get y equals 10. Okay, so my y is 10 there. Again, they don't match up, right? So I gotta keep going. So if I try 2 here, so I get 2 minus y equals 1. Subtract 2 from both sides, so I get negative y equals negative 1. So y equals 1 because I divide both sides by negative 1. Or if you notice negative y and negative 1, you just flip both the signs. So 2 equals 1 here. And then I have 4 times 2 plus y equals 14. So I get 8 plus y equals 14. Subtract 8 from both sides, y equals 6. So unfortunately, again, they don't match. So I gotta go one more, and hopefully it's the kicker, otherwise I'll have to add a box here. So I get 3 minus y, because I'm plugging in my x. Subtract 3 from both sides, negative y equals negative 2. Again, because it's negative y equals negative 2. Ooh, you guys can't see that, I apologize. Y equals 2. Okay, so I'm going to go back and plug that in my table. I'm going to zoom out a little bit for you guys. So I plugged 2 in my table. So I'm going to plug 3 into my second equation here. 4 times 3 plus y equals 14. So I get 12 plus y equals 14. You gotta subtract 12 from both sides. Get y equals 2. And conveniently, that's my unique solution, is 3, 2. Okay, so I have to find the x and y value that are exactly the same. Okay, let's do another one. Go ahead and pause it if you need to. I'll kind of zoom out so you can pause here and look at any of the work you need to. Alright, I'm zoom in on this. So I have two equations again. Excuse me, 3x minus y equals 1 and x plus y equals 3. Again, I'm going to start out with an easy point, 0 and 0. Okay, so 3 times 0 minus y equals 1. So I get negative y equals 1. So again, I just flip those signs, or divide by negative 1. Oop, I'm so sorry, you guys can't see that. So your y is negative 1. Now here, if I do 0 plus y equals 3, y equals 3. So they don't match up. So we got to do another x value. And 1 and 1. So 3 times 1 minus y equals 1. So 3 minus y equals 1 minus 3. Negative y equals negative 2. So y equals 2 because I divide both sides by negative 1. So I get a 2 here. So now I get 1 plus y equals 3. And conveniently, you should know that one without even solving it. Y equals 2. And now I don't even have to fill in my whole table. I know right here, bam, they're the same. So the answer is 1, 2. Okay. So these should be relatively easy x values. I'm not making you do some, negative 14. Like, it's going to be 1 through 10 probably. Probably even smaller than that. So 0, 1, 2, 3, start with those, okay? So for your exit slip, I would try 0 and 1 first, and then keep going from there. Okay, your homework is page 196, 1 through 11 odd. Good luck. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.